Hey there fellow Stickman, my name is Simple Shark and today I'm trying something new and talking about the development progress I've made in the month of October. I've been making these monthly updates on Steam, but it's about time I do it in a video and explain better what I've been up to. So without further ado, here is everything that I was working on for the last month. First thing is that enemy counts have been adjusted in all PvE levels. A common theme in the demo and while I was playtesting was players being overwhelmed by the number of enemies. So the enemy counts have been reduced in every level, which makes it more about a challenge of speed than a challenge of combat. The enemy counts also now scale depending on the number of players, so if there are more players, it will spawn more enemies. Another PvEVP mode has been added, which is race mode. There are no enemies or encounters to complete, you just race your friends and try to get the fastest time throughout the level. I've also made a ton of PvP changes. The first is that I've made a proper map. A proper PvP map was made live on my Twitch, so if you want to see more Stickman development, you can follow me there. I've also been multi-streaming on YouTube, so you can subscribe and follow me so then you never miss anything. Wow, that's a sellout. You can see the VOD of blocking this map in the description. The goal with the PvP map was to not have any sniper dominated spots, which I've experienced in other games relentlessly. The goal is also to keep the player moving smoothly in a circle so that your momentum is always carried without it being awkward, and that you can also change your pathing and circle depending on what walls or if you drop off a wall or jump off a wall, etc. Another PvP change is there are more modes besides just Team Deathmatch and Last Stickman Standing. One of the game modes I added is Gun Game, where weapons are put into a random order and you have to get multiple kills with the weapon as a team before moving on to the next one. I've also added a soccer mode where all players are immune and you have to use explosives to launch the ball into the opposing team's net. I've also added horsey soccer, which is the same as soccer, but you're on a horsey, a sort of vehicle soccer, if you will, not related to another game at all. I also made horsey soccer live on Twitch, so if you want to see the VOD for that, you can go into the description and find it. Another thing that's been added is more hats and tombstones, which each have their own unlock condition, so you have to unlock them all. However, there are no microtransactions for anything. Another thing's been added is that I've added 40 achievements, ranging from basic stuff like drawing a skin, just booting the game, to harder stuff like completing a level without firing a single shot, or going through the entire level backwards. One thing that's been added is a grapple length indicator. One of the things I found while playing the game was that when I would try and swing, it would be erratic and you wouldn't be able to control it because you don't know when the swing is going to happen. So I added an indicator for how long your grapple will be before it turns it into a swing. And the swing will always be at the end of the grapple, at the end of the progress bar. And this indicator makes it feel like you have control and that you know what's going to happen. And if you don't like it and want to hurt yourself mentally, you can turn it off in the settings and make it harder for yourself. One thing I've added, which will be the first of many streamer options, is a file explorer option. So instead of opening your file explorer when importing images, it'll use an alternate prompt that asks you to enter a directory manually, and it won't show your file explorer on stream if you don't want to show your files on stream, which I understand. Something no one ever saw before was the PvP mission select, but it was horrible. And it looks a lot cleaner than it did before, and it also incorporates workshop maps a little easier. It also gives a more clear indication of what are mode settings and what are mutators that can be edited in any mode. And another small thing is it makes it easier for me to add mutators per mode, so I can add more mode options. One thing that's changed a lot is the style. Now, if you haven't seen Twitch at all, this will be a big change to when you last saw it on YouTube. The style has been changed a lot to be way more stylistic. There are a few ways that I've done this. One thing I've done is actually brighten all the materials, and what that does is it brightens the shadows and makes them less prominent. It also makes it look flatter and a little more stylized. Something I've added recently is a vector shadow to each object, which also helps it look a little more stylized. Another thing I've done is I've pushed back the release date slightly. As much as I want to release Stickman this year, I have to focus on school right now and release sometime after winter break. I also do not have nearly as much playtesting as I would like done by now, so I need just a little bit more time to make sure everything is polished and will work perfectly by the time everyone else receives it. I don't want to release a buggy mess. And that's about it. That's about all the changes I've made in the month of October. If you want to see more updates like this, leave a comment. Let's say you enjoyed or a like or something. It's just easiest to let me know that I should make more of these, because it does take time out of developing Stickman to work on these videos, but I think they are helpful and keeps you more in the loop about the game. In the next update, you're going to see a lot more quality of life updates, hopefully another PvP map, some localization possibly, and an updated trailer and store page. So stay tuned for the updated trailer. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Oh my god, I hate saying that, but you should, because I would very much appreciate it. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to find out more about the game, you can check the Steam page, and you can also wishlist it, which would help me out like an infinite amount. Like, thank you for wishlisting if you did. It actually helps me out way more than you would think. So if you haven't done it, I would really appreciate it. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you